She has so many accolades. She's such a beautiful professional. She's a Black History moment, honey. This is Black History Month. We're leading into Women's Month. But I'm going to tell you what she's best known as right now. She is a person who has gained and lost over 700 pounds. She already did it for us, so now we don't have to go through all the struggle. She is a TED Talk. Isn't that impressive? She has written a book called Leaving Large. And if you look at the picture in today's post, this is a lady who only has one size of clothes in her closet. So, ladies and men, it can be done. This is someone who doesn't worry about how much she weighs. She doesn't worry about what she's going to eat. She doesn't concern herself with stress eating and all that stuff. She just shows herself self-care, and she keeps her why on her mind, and she carries on. And she's come to share with us some tidbits. One of the things that struck me this week in our support group and in our writing group, which she graciously offers a weekly support group for free, and once a month, sometimes 2 or 3 times a month, she offers a writing class to help us write our way to our right weight. Her name is Michelle Pettis. She's from Marshall, Texas, by way now of Annapolis, Maryland. And we want to welcome her. We want to welcome her. I want to let her come in her own way, and then I'll introduce some topics that I want her to help us with today. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, Debra Ann. It is always the highlight of my week when I'm able to come on and we're able to have this conversation, have this ongoing conversation, have this conversation that is never ending. Yeah,
Yes.
and the conversation is never ending because the journey is never ending, right?
Yes.
So this is, I remember all the times, I think about all the times in the past when I would lose weight and gain it back. And my mindset was this: I'm going to go on this diet and I'm going to lose this weight, right? And then I would lose the weight and
Hmm.
then I would go back to eating the way I used to eat, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
right? That's the disconnect for so many people. And and here's the language that we hear. Yeah, I can do this diet, but when I go off the diet, the weight just comes back, right? It just comes right back. And so we never thought, well, just continue to eat that same way. Continue
Yes.
if if this gets you there, continue to eat the same way. And the reason that we never thought about that is that we were never really trained and taught the real purpose of food to understand how to use it, right? That we never
Mhm.
understood that the way that we were eating to get to whatever that weight was, to get to it, that was the tool. That was the magic, right?
Yes.
And that was the beautiful thing.
And
And
you know
so
what I learned this week that I shared? I can't even believe this. This ain't even about weight loss tips. This ain't about 5 tricks to weight loss. This ain't even about that.
no, it's not.
Lord have mercy.
Not.
All this time.
It, it's here's like the thing, Deborah Ann, is that what it's about it is about healing what is going on the inside, because it is that which is on the inside of us which is real. That which is on the outside of us is a manifestation of what's going on the inside. And so, as long as we're just trying to focus on the outside and fix the outside, we're trying to fix something that is not real. The outside is not fixable. But once we start to heal the inside and having this understanding that the outside is a manifestation of what's going on inside, then then we start to get in alignment, right? Our body starts to get in alignment with our thought, and that is that is the thing that is so profound about this journey, is that we start to lean into that which we can't see. So the more we lean into that which we can't see, we can't see thoughts, we can't see beliefs, we can't see ideas, we can't see character, we can't see any of that. But the more we start to focus on that we cannot see, the more that we can see starts to change.
Yes.
That's the and you're so right on about, this is not even about weight loss. What this is what this is about clarity. This is
Yes.
about fundamental understanding of how this magnificent, I don't want to say body, but how our magnificence operates.
Yes.
It is that.
Yes. And you know what I saw? I've been watching people in Africa and the Philippines and all over the world, all over the world, eating what's natural to them
Mhm.
on the trees, the
Mhm.
berries, the fruits, even people drinking pig's blood.
Mhm.
And they all don't have a weight loss problem
Mm-mm.
because
Mm-mm.
they eat food. The one lady, she said, "This is sweet." She said, "But you bite it, but don't eat too many of it because if you do, you will get not good." She
Mhm.
said, "This is the way we brush our teeth with this bark. And
Mhm.
this is why our teeth are so white. And this is why we don't have cavities."
Mhm.
And we thought they were third world countries.
Right. Right. Yeah. They're
Their
teaching.
whole people doing natural things with an understanding, and their mind and their body is in sync.
Yes. Yes. Getting your mind and body in sync.
I
That's
am just I am just amazed.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think about all, if you name these weight loss programs, even Harvard University, weight loss and medical, they're teaching the same stuff that's not teaching nothing.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Nothing.
Mhm.
The CDC, nothing. They're not
Mhm.
teaching this.
Yeah. They're not.
All of the organizations that we look to, the pyramids, the United States food chart, they're not teaching this.
Right. Right. And
Yes.
you know what else, Deborah? And here's the other thing that is kind of mixed up in all of this. If you do the research, and the research will say that at least 75% of people say that their problem is emotional eating.
Yes.
At least 75%. So they are saying that their problem is their emotions,
Yes. And
not
they never
knowing,
address that.
and they don't spend 75% of the time addressing the emotion. They spend 75% of the time addressing, this is what you should eat. This is the
Or buy
food.
a small plate. Eat off of a small plate.
Right.
Or
And so
drink this much water.
right,
Or take this super pill.
right. And that's the disconnect. The people say that this is the problem, but they are not getting solutions for the problem. They're getting solutions that have to do with hunger, right?
Yes.
Curbing hunger. And curbing hunger is not the problem. Emotional eating is the problem. It's a different
Yes.
thing.
Oh, yes. Telling people that they're, oh, this is the other thing that I never could wrap my mind around this. Okay, we're going to curb your appetite. Stands to me, if you hungry, you need to eat.
Exactly.
You mean to tell me
Exactly.
if your stomach and your brain tells you that you need to eat, then we don't want you to eat?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so here's what the thing is in that, is that the hunger is not the problem. It is our response to hunger that is a problem. It is what
Yes.
we eat when we're hungry. And
Yes.
it is also not understanding that sometimes other stuff shows up in our stomach other than hunger. Right?
Exactly.
Being able to
Exactly.
differentiate
Hmm.
between frustration,
Yes.
yeah, and
I was
just a
watching
little
a lady.
feeling.
I was watching a lady today. She has 8 kids. She and her husband. Her weight was like 95 pounds and she dropped to 90. So she's having to eat. She's trying to, well, first of all, when she starts eating, all her kids want her food. And that's part of being a mother. And I was thinking, and I said on the post, I said, "You're trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain weight." And in this instance, she did have a good understanding and she just
Mhm,
had to go through the process. So I was thinking, wow, all of these issues around food,
mhm,
and none of us are getting, even when you go get the surgery, after you have the surgery, they don't even do nothing for you. They don't do nothing for you after that surgery.
right, right,
Come 6 months,
right,
come once a year.
right,
Nothing
right.
else.
There,
Nothing.
and that's a tragedy. That's a
It
tragedy.
is.
And it's the same, and it is often the same times when you go to doctors
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
go to a
Yes.
nutritionist or dietitian. You just get a piece. They just get a piece of paper and say, "Follow this,
Exactly.
follow
Or
this."
they don't even tell you nothing. They just say lose weight.
Yeah,
And when you ask them for stuff, they say, no, she just needs to lose weight. I don't want to support that. Just lose weight.
yeah.
When
And
they
so,
know that there is multiple reasons why people struggle with weight. And that's why I wanted to bravely come on and ask you, can we talk about this thing that's called how secrets affect your weight loss? Because I know in the black community, in the southern community, in the southern culture, there are
mm,
things you do not talk about.
mhm, mhm,
And
mhm,
in the home, in teenage years, and in the marriage, and in the
mhm,
single years, when you go to work and people mistreat you and you don't know who to tell, in the who whatever happens in
mhm,
life, there are all of these things that happen that we don't know what to do with, and we title them under secrets.
mhm,
And
mhm.
the fact that you even presented that as a topic, I'm like, this is my whole question to Michelle Pettis. What you talking about, Michelle? So
Yeah,
I got to
yeah,
wrap my head around that a little bit longer.
yeah.
And I think that this will help other people because my auntie told me she used to sit under the house back in the old days when that they had the house where you could get under it and watch
Mhm,
everybody in the house, so she knew their secrets. Of
mhm, mhm,
course, they
mhm,
thought she was a witch.
mhm, mhm. Uh-huh,
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Anything not to uncover the truth.
Yes. So, when you ask me about secrets and I think about that, what what I what I go to is one thing that we talked about in the writing group. What is a secret? A secret is a truth that is hidden, and a secret is something that is unspoken. And I when I when I think about that, I also think about what is the price you have to pay for speaking out of turn, speaking the unspeakable. And one of the things that really strikes me is that when you've heard me talk about going to Ghana a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and when I went to Ghana, we spent some time um, with the tour guide talking to us about the Trail of Tears,
Mhm.
and he talked about how as the slaves were captured and they had to follow this path from from their homeland, from where they lived to where they were going to be
Mhm.
transported away. Um, that on that path, the women were very vocal.
Mhm.
The women were vocal and causing a disruption.
Mhm.
And over time, what the captors decided to do is they decided to create a muzzle that
Mhm.
they fashioned on the women's mouth.
Mhm.
And this muzzle, the way it was fashioned, was such that if they started to talk, it would cut off their tongue.
Mhm.
And I think about that. I think about that when I think about the secrets. I think about that when I think about the price you have to pay for speaking up, because that trauma that they experienced, the pain that they had to endure for speaking up, is passed down through generations.
Oh yeah.
Don't say anything because you will be punished for saying something. Don't say it.
Mhm.
Just be quiet, right?
Yeah.
Don't be vocal because there's some pain attached to being vocal. That's the
Or
lesson
they'll
you
say you talk too much.
right. That's right.
Mhm.
And so, but
Yes.
that's a lesson that's a lesson that was learned that was passed down. Quiet yourself, quiet your voice, and
Yes.
you know that's something that is real. But here's the thing about the secret, and here's the thing about the truth is that just because we don't voice something doesn't mean that it's not bursting to get out.
There you
And
go.
and just because we don't voice something doesn't mean that it's not true. And the effort that it takes to repress the truth, right? To suppress that which is trying to burst forth, right? That's causing some friction. It's trying to get out, you're trying to tamp it down. That right there. So there's some conflict, there's some friction, there's some pain. There's some
Mhm.
pain that is involved in suppressing the truth.
Mm.
And what happens, what happens is that to numb the pain that comes from trying to hold that in, that which is trying to break through,
Mm.
right? You
That's
try to
right.
numb the pain with food that is salty, sweety, sugary, fatty. Salty, sweet, right?
Yes.
And here's the thing is that that truth is always going to be trying to push out.
Mm. Mm.
And as long as you're trying to suppress the truth inside, you will always have the pain of trying to fight and dampen it down. And as long as you have that pain, you will always have the need to try to cover up the
Mm.
discomfort of that fight.
Mm. That's it.
And that's where and all of this is unconscious. That's where the food comes in.
Yes.
Constantly trying to get some relief from the pain of fighting this hidden truth.
Mhm.
It's exhausting.
Exactly. And
So,
that's why you hear people say, "Oh, I'm always hungry."
right,
No,
because,
you're not.
because it's that hunger. You're always trying to fight, push this thing
Mm.
down. And the answer is not I'm always hungry. It's I always want to eat. And see, there's a
There you
difference
go.
between the desire to
Or
eat and hunger.
they'll say, "But I don't even eat that much, and I keep gaining weight."
Yeah. Yep. That and and so here's the thing is that it doesn't take much of high of salty, fatty, sweetie stuff to put extra weight on you because that
Mhm.
stuff is small but dense in calories, right?
Mhm.
So it's not it's not you don't eat that much, but you'll eat it
But what you're eating, yes. And
you'll eat a bag of
also,
go
what
ahead.
people will say is, like, they'll get in my post and say, "Oh, I'm just like you. Oh, I'm having the same thing." But no, you're individual and you're unique and you're special. We may be
Hmm.
the same size, but your story is valuable.
Yes.
You are valuable. I just learned that I'm not fat. I have fat.
Right.
We never learned that in Weight Watchers, Zoom, Health Department,
Mhm. Mhm.
Agriculture Extension. We ain't learned
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
When you think of yourself differently,
Mhm.
then you can continue. You can truly believe that you can lose this weight. I'm talking myself into believing what Michelle and my coach says to me, that I don't need surgery. I'm talking myself into that.
Mhm.
I'm still
Mhm.
going through the process, and
Mhm.
I want to ask him, but my coach gave me a rule: don't, it's one thing for 4 to 6 weeks, so I can't ask him no more crazy questions. I'm like, you sure I'm not supposed to take that shot? I'm just keep
Mhm.
watching it and watching it and watching it, because they got us convinced that everything, not that it's anything wrong, because I'm getting me a tummy tuck and lifting these babies up. Believe that. Nothing
Uh-huh.
wrong with the doctors. Nothing wrong with them.
Good.
But it's nothing also wrong with clearing my mind,
Oh,
clearing my thoughts,
yes.
and not running. Well, is this enough? Do I need to take this bowl and that bowl? Well, how about listen to your instinct? See what you
Mhm.
have a taste for. Now you can have a taste for something or a little craving for something, and eat a cup of it. Don't eat the whole
Mhm.
package.
Mhm.
Eat a balanced meal and ask yourself what you think. Do you think you had enough to eat? I
Mhm.
can't believe, Michelle, I had a chicken salad. It was this big, a chicken sandwich with some sprouts on it. The sandwich was this big, some potato chips, and some cherries, and some water. Maybe they even gave us hot tea or something. And I ate all that food. And for the first time, I said, I know I just ate all that food. My stomach wasn't stuffed. Turns out when you eat, you're not supposed to be so stuffed that you
Right.
can't. Well, once you get, oh, I'm stuffed now, I got to get up, or I got to go rest, so I can go back and get some more and stuff. When you
Right.
eat a regular portion, I had spinach, I had chicken sausage, I had 2 eggs and an apple, but I ate the banana before that. When I ate that plate of food for breakfast this morning, my belly was just a fine thing. It wasn't
Mhm.
stuffed. Food, and I didn't even think about eating no more.
Mhm.
I just ate.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, that is such a revelation. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
And girl, just had me a bowl of beans. I'm like,
Mhm.
look, that's it. A bowl
Yes.
of beans.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
so I'm so relieved.
Right. Yes.
I'm so relieved. I don't
Mhm.
have to, my coach don't use those fancy weight loss words with me. But when I ask online and I tag him, he'll say, Deborah, what is the formula for your eating? I'm like, proteins, carbs, and vegetables. That's what that micro stuff means. I'm like, okay, I didn't know, coach. I'm just saying that man's doing that to stress y'all out. Stop it.
Mhm.
He's
Mhm.
trying to start an argument, because the more we keep people wrapped up in this journey, and they're discombobulated and they're spending their money because
Yes.
they think it's
Yes.
right.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Michelle, there are people who are watching this video. They're not saying anything.
Mhm.
Some of them are underweight. Some of them are overweight. Some of them are men. They got some secrets, and
Mhm.
they scared me myself. I don't want to hurt my mama, and my mama's still
Mhm.
living alive and well. Guess what my
Mhm.
mama said? My sister said today, me and mama gonna take a page out of your book. We finna go swimming. Is that right? We finna go exercise in the pool. Is that right? So, but they don't know about our weight loss group. They don't
Mhm.
know about the writing class. They don't know. Some of them will do anything to get some help. They don't know about your 52-week class.
Mhm.
And they don't know that it's okay to share that secret so they can
Mhm.
heal their life. Can you
Yes.
tell us about your book? Can you tell us about your classes, your support? Michelle has spent countless hours preparing all of these things to help us. And until I took her free class, this wasn't even the paid classes. Until I took the free classes, I couldn't stop eating. I was eating a bag of popcorn every day for 4 months after I lost 33 pounds with my coach. And that's the truth.
Mhm.
Then I lost 100 pounds. And I
Over
couldn't have
100.
done it if I
Over a
didn't,
100.
I was doing the food, I was doing the exercise, but
Mhm.
I didn't know what to do with my brain.
Yes.
I'm on
Yes.
this YouTube channel eating them. If I didn't have any popcorn, I had my homegirl go stop at the Dollar Tree and pick me up a bag of popcorn. Until I took your class, this is the question. You can ask her this question just like I do. What you talking about, Michelle? You know what you talking about. Talking about some breathe. I'm like, I am breathing. Meditate about what? How stressed out I am? So tell
Oh,
us about the solution.
yeah.
Because some of the men, they're manly. They can't talk about that.
Mhm.
Tell us,
Mhm.
what does it do when we write that thing
Okay.
down, Michelle?
Okay.
Tell us, because these people got secrets, especially people from other cultures. You know, when I was in school with the Japanese girl, she said, "Please talk to me because in my town, nobody. If you came to my town, nobody would talk to us to you
Mhm.
unless somebody talked to you."
Mhm. Mhm.
Muslim communities, the Jewish communities. You know, there's a Jewish girl who comes to church with us because she's shunned from her community. All of this shame
Mhm.
and secrets.
Mhm.
Men,
Mhm.
they can't. They're mentally. They can't tell the secret. What happened?
Right. Right. Right.
You tell us about what you do to help us.
Okay. All right. So, Deborah, and that is such a good question because what what I do is completely different than what you have likely experienced in the past. And the traditional weight loss method keep everybody trapped in how much can I eat, what can I have, and how much can I work out. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying those things aren't important. Yeah. But those aren't the things to focus on. What we have to focus on is our brain. What we have to focus on is our belief system. What we have to focus on is our thinking. And the reason that we have to do that is because our bodies follow our brain. Eating is an activity, eating is a behavior. Working out is an activity, working out is a behavior. And before you are involved in any sort of activity or behavior, you have a thought. And if you change the thought, then you change the activity and the behavior. If you just try to change the activity and the behavior without changing the thinking, it will always be hard. It will always be in a battle. You will always fight, and you will always go back to what your original thinking is. So, what I do is I do a deep dive into teaching you, not helping you, right? Teaching you on your so that you can learn on your own how to change your own thoughts and your own beliefs. And then you don't need me. I mean, hopefully you'll stay around, you'll hang out and whatnot and bring others along in the community because that's how we just keep deepening deepening the impressions in the brain because that's what we're doing. We are rewiring your brain because what has happened is the advertising, the neuromarketers, the processed food manufacturers, the snack food manufacturers, the junk food manufacturers, they have already wired your brain to be addictive, to want and have desire for all the food that is fatty, salty, sugary. I said fatty, salty, sugary, right? It is all those things that are not nutritious. That we get constant messaging that that hardwires our brain to have desire for foods that are not good for us. And that's why it's so hard because we're trying to fight our brains with this behavior. But if you will become a part of this community, of the food story community, of the Living Large community, of the women supporting women to lose weight community, right? Weight loss support for women. If you become a part of that community, what we do is we help you take your brain back.
Yes.
And when you take your brain back, then you can navigate this toxic food environment. And the
Yes.
way you take your brain back is through writing, which is what we do, through storytelling, through sharing, which is what we do, through meditation, which is what
Yes.
we do, through affirmations, which is what
Yes.
we do, through meditation, which is what
Yes.
we do, through visualization, which is what
Yes.
we do. And here's the thing, and I want to tell you the secret right now. Those things, visualization, affirmation, meditation, and writing, all in a community of supportive people, that will allow you over time to reclaim your brain so that you can manage your emotions and manage food. Because this is what
That's
it's
it.
about.
That's
Having the
it.
skill, having the skill to manage life and your emotions without leaning into the food, trying to make it do something it cannot do.
Yes.
And the things that I just shared with you, the visualization, the affirmation, the meditation, the prescriptive writing, those things are free.
Yes.
Those, and that is why the traditional weight loss community does not tell you to use them 75% of the time because they don't make money off of it.
Exactly. And
They
I
don't
want to
make
share this two things. One is that as long as you don't quit, you can never fail. You
yes.
can never fail. I don't care if you go eat everything you see down the street.
Hmm.
As
As
long as you
long
don't
as you don't
quit,
quit, you can never
then
fail.
you are succeeding.
Yes.
And the second thing is, as you're going to learn to stop communicating negativity about what you did and how you did, and you ain't enough
Hmm.
because you are not fat. You have fat on your body.
Hmm.
You are a human being
Hmm.
who has a goal and working on it.
Yes.
Two things:
Yes.
when you change the way you talk about yourself, which is self abuse and punishment, you would never say that to a little child. You would say,
Right.
"Baby, come on up here, let's skip rope. Come on up
Right.
here, let me make you a peanut butter and jelly something." You wouldn't say, "You having jelly. You don't need
Mhm.
that."
Right.
You know how many
Right.
people say that? You don't need them potatoes. Get
Right.
off my
Right.
channel.
Right.
Stop beating yourself up and judging us based on the standards that the advertisers have given us. Because what they gave
Exactly.
us is you deserve a break today by eating and having it your way and eating at the arches and coming for some hot fries and 99-cent soda full of syrup.
Hmm.
It's all of and once you do that, it won't even bother you.
Right.
It doesn't
That's
bother me
exactly.
to see candy, to see people eat. I say, no, thank you. I don't eat candy. Oh, this won't hurt you. Taste this new flavor of the month. No, I don't drink that soda.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But
And
I
Deborah,
got me some soda right here, some natural tea that look just like soda, but it's natural
Deborah,
tea.
you just landed on this one thing, and I want to make this one point before I go.
Okay.
Is that when you no longer have the desire to consume the foods that will lead to your ill health and disease and despair, when you no longer have desire to eat those things, you don't have to use willpower, self control, and self discipline.
Yes. Oh my
When you can
goodness.
look at them and know what I see is poison. I don't care what the advertisers say. I don't care that it's in a red box, the yellow box. I don't care if it says fresh, hot, and ready. I don't care if it says yummy and delicious. I know the truth about it. I know what's in it, and I know that it is poison. I know y'all might not call it poison, but if I can't pronounce it, it's poison. If I don't know what it is, if it's poison, it's poison,
Yes.
right? If it,
Yes.
if it is high calorie and no nutrient, it's not even food.
Yes. When is our class? Okay, our
The the next class is in March. We just
okay.
had um the February class this
Okay.
past Saturday. And from now through November, we'll be doing them once a month. The next class is on March 22nd. But here's the thing that's coming up.
Okay.
Starting March 4th through March 11th, the Mind Over Meals retreat is coming back. And
Oh,
that is
wonderful.
8 days, 8 days in a row. We're going to be taking a deep dive. We're going to be taking a
Okay.
deep dive into the food. So
Okay.
for an hour a day, from March 4th to 11th, sign up for that Mind Over Meals retreat, right? And it's
Okay.
intense. You've gone through it. Is it two or three times, Deborah Ann? And
Yes. I'm not
we
missing
write,
nothing.
we affirm, we visualize 8 days in a row. And after 8 days, you can see some significant change. And here's the thing, it's free. It's
Yes.
free.
Y'all need to cash at me. She doing it free. Cash at me. They don't appreciate nothing free. Cash app a sister. I need a new pair of shoes. You know,
And, look,
the men join the group. You don't need nothing free. Your mama told you. Your daddy told you don't take nothing from a woman. My daddy
it's
told me a man can't get nothing free.
it's free. It's free, but
But until then, can
we
they
do have
join
a
the
VIP.
Monday class, Michelle?
The money class is coming up Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time
Okay.
or
Okay.
4 Central Time, and
Okay.
it is a free support group for
Okay.
everybody that is part of that Facebook group.
Yes.
Women Losing Weight Together, right? You
Yes.
join the Facebook group, then you can come to the support group where we're live on Zoom and we
Yes.
talk about our challenges, right? We talk
Yes.
about our victories. We talk about what's going on. Is that conversation being with like-minded people who are moving in the same direction? Your brain loves that. And that's what we're
Yes.
talking about. We're talking about rewiring our brain. And
Yes.
that happens faster in community. It happens
Yes.
faster when you're connected to people. And so,
Yes.
I did this Facebook group. I did all this so that people would have the tools that I didn't have, right?
Yes.
I
Mhm.
certainly had friends that I certainly had friends that were supportive on my journey, but
Mhm.
I didn't have a community.
Yes.
I had to seek out stuff.
Mhm.
And so everything I do is based on what I learned along the way, my own journey,
Mhm.
that I want to share with anybody who's ready, right? Anybody who's tired, right? Anybody who feels like I don't know if I can't do this one more day. I don't even know if this is for me. I have tried everything, and I'm so frustrated because nothing worked. No, I don't understand why I can't get this done. Right? This is for that. This is for you.
All
This
right
is
now.
because I struggled for 40 years to figure this out, and I have to share it. I
That's
have
right.
I have to share it because I want you to know that there is an answer. I want you to know that it's possible. It is possible for you to have peace. It is possible
Yes.
for you to have freedom. It is possible for you to have joy. It is
All right now.
possible for you to feel empowered around food. All
Mhm.
all of that. All of that that you think is for someone else and not for you. I'm here to let you know that it is for you, that it's not too late, have but you have to do something. You have to step up. You have to start. You just have to have a little bit of faith one more time.
All right now.
A little bit of faith. Be willing
One
to
more
give it
time.
one more shot.
That's awesome.
Just one more shot.
Thank you so much, Michelle. The name of the Facebook group is written in the title of this live. And this
Women
you'll be able
losing
to
weight.
listen to it again
Yeah.
and again. And if you look in the description, you have her TED Talk, you have her other access to her other websites. Please take advantage of that and join us. You are welcome, men and women, particularly Samoan men between 37 and 48. I've been watching y'all over in Washington State. I've been watching you. Come on over here. So thank you so much, Michelle. We like to have fun as well. That's what joy is all about. You can
Mhm.
have joy while you lose weight, honey. You ain't gotta be
Absolutely.
all slicing your wrist and sad.
Absolutely.
We got joy. And the Samoan men are making more joyous. Thank you, Michelle, for helping us to get hope when we were in despair and no peace but joy. And thank you for availing yourself. We are so happy that we our paths crossed. I'm just so joyous. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. Always,
Okay.
always, always.
Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, I watch all of your comments and I send them to Michelle. I said, "This is what they said. What do I say, Michelle?" So if you have questions or if you need some insight, if you need to get the book, whatever you need, let us know. I will be watching and I'll share the message. Okay, and come to join us on the Facebook group. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
Bye. Thanks, Michelle. You're wonderful. Bye bye.